Welcome to the NCL Aqua. This is day 5 of our 7-day trip from New York City to Bermuda. We are now in Bermuda for the last day. It's going to be action-packed because the weather is actually much better outside. There's so much to see and do on this cruise ship and this beautiful island. Today we might get some beach time. We'll have to check that out. So follow us along for all the adventures today on day 5 of our journey to Bermuda on the sail away. Good morning and welcome to day 5 of our cruise on the NCL Aqua. Just getting some outside time and you can already see that the weather is much nicer than it was yesterday. We are at the Royal Naval Dockyard, which can hold currently 2 cruise ships. The great thing about the Royal Naval Dockyard is your ship stays there for a couple of days. Ours is here for 3 days. You can come and go as you please. Yesterday was largely inside the ship because the weather was not up to, well, going outside. But that's different today, and we're going to do a lot of things on the island itself, so let's go ahead and get going with that. Just wanted to show you how much care they put into making sure you have a good experience. They're changing out the sheets on this infinity pool bed because obviously the other ones got wet. Let's go ahead and head to breakfast. We like a sit-down breakfast, so we're going to go back to Hudson's. We're going to give Hudson's another try today. It's not that busy. The breakfast experience at Hudson's takes a little bit longer than it does at, for example, the buffet or Indulge Food Hall. And I'm going to be honest with you, overall, our experience at Hudson's, which is typically like taste or savor on a breakaway class ship, on this cruise it was kind of a letdown. We actually preferred Indulge to the sit-down restaurant. You could also have breakfast at the buffet or at the local, but we really stuck on most days to Indulge, and it did not disappoint. We had a nice breakfast here at Hudson's. This is our last day in Bermuda, so we're grabbing a quick extra coffee to make our strategic plan for everything we want to do in the Royal Naval Dockyard, make sure we catch everything, and we're going to try to get to a beach. So that's the plan. Our all aboard time today is 4:30, and you do a lot of time changes on this cruise, so make sure you're syncing with ship time. You can see the ship time on any display just like that. You can also see ship time on the app on your phone. Do not make the mistake of having a poorly synced ship time. Let's head out. The Royal Naval Dockyard, when you're stepping off of your ship, you're stepping into a pretty big piece of military history. This is the Royal Naval Dockyard. It was actually built by the British after the American Revolution, and it was known as the Gibraltar of the West because it was really one of the hubs to control the Atlantic. Today, there is a historic fortress, and it's your direct gateway to getting to the island. Really, everything you need to do is right here at the pier, and it's honestly one of my favorite cruise terminals. It's nice, it's clean, it's very easy to walk around the entire area. So let's show you some of the things that you can do in the Royal Naval Dockyard. Okay, you'll see a lot of buses like this right after you get off the ship. These are what I would call beach shuttles, and they're there to get you to the main beaches, and they're usually $10, $15. You actually pay the bus driver directly, so you'll be able to go to one of the beaches, but make sure you're syncing up with when they're coming back and how you're going to get back from whether you go to the beach or a different part of the island. Public transportation in Bermuda is interesting. This is not public transportation. These are paid private shuttles and you're paying them directly. So immediately once you dock, you're going to see this large pink floating inflatable area right here, the floating fun park. It might look attractive, but honestly, we never saw anyone using it. It's called Captain Kirk's Cove, and it's $50.
Locker rental is $8. So you're looking at $60 for some weird floating jumpy house thing. And honestly, that water is not the best water. So that is not where I would recommend getting into the water in Bermuda. You can see there's that thing, and there's the cruise ships right there.
And now let's go ahead and go into the town of Bermuda, or the island of Bermuda. All right, so right after you get off the ship, you're gonna find this sort of concourse area that has a little, I guess, small store. This is where you can buy actually transportation. They sell different things like SIM cards. They do sell souvenirs. You can get your ferry pass to head over to Hamilton or individual transportation. It's the Visitor Service Center. It's pretty packed. You don't need to go here. The entire pier and this section of the island is very walkable, but there is transportation if you need it, and I'll show you a little bit more about that. Back towards the corner of the island, there's actually a nice kids area that has some play equipment. It's got a splash pad, so if the kids need to break out some energy, that's a good place to do so. Right there, you'll actually see the Snorkel Park Beach Club. That is $15 to $20. I would not recommend spending your money at the Snorkel Park Beach Club. It's private. The entire Royal Naval Dockyard is not very big. I'll show you exactly an overview again. It's basically 2 cruise ships in length, and most of what you can do is located within that section that you see right here. There are many stores where you can get souvenirs, and if you forgot something, maybe you need to get some sunscreen, bottled water, something like that. There's a lot of stores in this area. And I think prices are what you would expect in a tourist town, to be honest with you, but honestly don't think any of it was outrageous. And all around the island, you're going to see chickens, and it's springtime. I guess it's summertime now, so these are our spring and summer chickens. Remember to be nice to the chickens on the island. There's plenty of historical landmarks as well that you can check out. About an 8-minute walk from the ship is the Clock Tower Mall, which is an indoor shopping facility. This building itself is a pretty major historic landmark. It was actually constructed by the British Royal Navy in the 1850s as a storehouse. It's got 2 100-foot clock towers, one showing the actual time and the other displaying the time of high tide. Fun fact. Inside now, it's been converted into a multi-level shopping center, really mostly crafts, souvenirs, and standard tourism retail. We did get a great deal on a couple of things here, though. There are some definite, local custom items, custom shops. It's easy to get to if you're looking for a truly local souvenir. There are bathrooms in the in the Clock Tower Mall. It is air conditioned. And as I said, I'll show you shortly, there's transportation to the ship and from the ship if you don't want to walk the 8 minutes. This is just to show you right outside of the entrance of the mall how far away you actually are. It's really not that far away at all. So we decided to take a walk down to the Glass Beach, which is about a 30-minute walk from the boat. It is a humid walk, so be prepared. I would not advise taking the walk in jeans. All right, so the Glass Beach that we're walking to is not the kind of beach where you're gonna grab a chair and, spend a day at the beach. It's really just a place to go look at the ocean, see the shoreline, take some pictures of the Glass Beach. It actually was a former dumping ground for the area, which is why you see a lot of the glass there. Over time, the glass from this area has been ground down and smoothed over by the ocean's movements, and it creates the Glass Beach. It's a very tropical walk to the beach from the main road. All right, after the glass beach, we walked back to the Royal Naval Dockyard. I do want to point out one restaurant here, which is the Anchor. It's the Anchor Bar and Restaurant. We ate here the first time we ever came to Bermuda. If you're looking for authentic, honestly excellent sushi on the island, I would highly recommend checking out this particular restaurant. It is pricey, but it's authentic, it's local. It's a real feel of the island, and as you can see, the staff is really amazing. Here are those two clock towers that I talked about earlier. You can see them more clearly. We were considering grabbing fish and chips or a flight at the Frog and Onion, but ultimately we decided to save our money and eat back on the ship. The courtyard leading up to the Frog and Onion is a nice place to grab pictures. If you're looking for family photos, it's got that very Bermuda feel. You can grab a quick photo on the pathway and you'll have that iconic Bermuda Royal Dockyard photo. Great photo spot. If you remember, I kept telling you I would show you the free train to the shopping mall. This is it. It's this orange train right here. It's totally free. It'll get you right from the cruise ship to the Clock Tower Mall. So if you're not feeling like walking or you want to get back, that's a great way to do it.
A full circle moment. We're in Bermuda, which is the first place we started doing the sail away. That's the Celebrity Silhouette. That's the first cruise ship we ever went on right there. Now we're on the Aqua, one of the newest cruise ships from Norwegian, all in Bermuda. So it's like a giant circle for the sail away. Pretty fun stuff. Okay, now that we're back on the ship, we're gonna do the local for lunch or Indulge, depending on.
And lunch at the local was great. It was pretty straightforward. They were definitely busy, so we did have a little bit of a delay getting drinks and food took a while, but I mean, it's kind of how it goes with cruising. I thought it'd be kind of fun to do a quick walk around of this area outside the ship, the sort of ocean walk, oceanfront area of the ship. So let's go take a quick tour of what that area looks like on the ship and see the beautiful, iconic, I guess, scenery of the ship in Bermuda. Right, so back on the ship, we decided to grab another game of mini golf in the afternoon, which was a lot of fun. After mini golf, we went and, surprise, surprise, we did darts. And it's more than just throwing the darts on the board. They actually have a fully interactive tablet that interacts with the display behind us here. So you can play a variety of different games. It's very interactive and very fun. I just wish that Norwegian would get the darts fixed because the darts didn't register. You invest all this money into this setup and to have the darts not working was consistently a bummer, but we still had a ton of fun. For the rest of the afternoon, we decided to film a special video, every place you can grab a drink on the NCL Aqua. It's going to take about an hour of our time, so that's what we're going to do next. Be sure to check that video out. And I do just want to show you, this is the buffet in the sort of midday. I know a lot of you appreciate the shots of the buffet, so They've got a snack and fruit section here, which is pretty good. We actually then went and spent about 20 or 30 minutes in the observation lounge. I love the observation lounge on NCL. Absolutely love the observation lounge. But the breakaway class observation lounge, specifically the Bliss, is much better. Now, this is one thing that is unacceptable. On the Aqua, the door to the observation lounge is not accessible. And I really am disappointed. I saw multiple people who needed special assistance really struggling with this door. And this is 2026 Norwegian. We got to fix this. This is not acceptable. So I hope somebody sees this. Okay, so right now we're actually filming a couple of our supplemental videos. So in addition to the daily videos, we're also doing videos of every restaurant, a full ship tour, NCL Aqua for kids, and right now we're finishing the video for every bar on NCL Aqua. So for this part of our day, that's what we're doing, which takes up a lot of time, obviously. But be sure you check out those other videos too, because they're comprehensive overviews of all the things people want to know about the Aqua, and it's also how we spend our time cruising, so that you can have that information totally for free. So we had a packed day of filming. Now we're gonna go to Indulge to grab a light snack. It's about 6:12 p.m. But first, let's take a look at that infinity pool. One of my favorite features of the Aqua. Very cool. I told you we spent a lot of time at Indulge Food Hall. Okay, now this was a huge surprise. This is the Glow Court, and the Glow Court ended up being probably one of my favorite areas on the ship. And that is surprising because when I was watching previews of the ship, I looked at them and I was like, okay, it's a basketball court with lights. That's, you know, cool. But we had so much fun in the Glow Court. You get a period of time that's a reservation in the Glow Court. It's totally free. They have basketball, sort of soccer type games, but they have many games that have been loaded in that are not related to those things. And oh my gosh, it was so much fun. It's an interactive, immersive space. It's totally free. And we literally spent the last 3 days of the ship in the Glow Court because we had so much fun playing the different games that by the last day of the cruise, when something was broken with the Glow Court, we were actually super bummed because we loved it so much. So I really do have to recommend the Glow Court, which is at the top of the ship. It is just so much fun. If you've got a family, go check out some of the games you can play together. It's really great. All right, so this is the most anticipated show of the entire cruise, which is Rumors, the Fleetwood Mac tribute show. This is a show that NCL has an exclusive license for, and we honestly look for ships that have this show because we love it so much. We have high expectations because this is a huge, really well-liked show, and it's so popular that they had to move it from Sid Norman's to the theater. Well, we're about to find out if it meets those expectations. On the show for the night, we're headed down to dinner at La Bistro on level 7. I will be doing a whole review on the show, on Rumors specifically, and I will just say it categorically, for what is supposed to be one of the 2 signature shows in the fleet, that did not deliver. And I gotta be honest with you about that. The first time we saw Rumors was on the Viva. Not only was it such an incredible show, it made us forever a fan of Fleetwood Mac just from that show. Yeah. And that wouldn't have happened from this. Give you an idea of what the main dining room looks like. This is Hudson's at about 9 o'clock. So you'll see it's pretty busy for 9 o'clock dining time, considering everyone was just on the island earlier. But not crazy. This is what a included dining would look like at this time. We're gonna go to La Bistro. But I just wanted to give you an idea of what Hudson's looks like, not only at the nighttime, but just in terms of ambiance and atmosphere, which will then compare to La Bistro. Okay, so now we're headed to our specialty dining of the night. On a cruise of 7 days, we got 3 included specialty dinings. We also purchased, I want to say, 3 extra specialty dinings. Tonight, we're going to go to La Bistro, which is a French-themed specialty dining restaurant. I love La Bistro. Honestly, my favorite La Bistro experience ever was probably on the Viva, with a very close second being on the Breakaway. I love La Bistro because there's a lot of extra finesse that they put into the overall experience. And so let's see how it matches up to our traditional La Bistro experience. It's just gonna be Ashley and myself tonight. The little dude got his own dinner. La Bistro on our last trip to Bermuda on the Breakaway was honestly our favorite experience and one of the top 5 specialty dinings that we've ever had on Norwegian. The team of the Breakaway really went above and beyond to make sure that our La Bistro dining was very special. One of the reasons for that is they helped us celebrate our anniversary. And when we let them know that, they were so gracious and so kind. We don't have anything quite like that for this cruise, but as you can see, the food is very well plated. And of the dining on the Aqua, I will say that the dining was quite good. Aside from customer service and atmosphere, the food itself on the Aqua was a consistent hit. With this one exception here, this lamb dish that I got, unfortunately was really not great, so I did have to send it back. Ashley's salmon was spectacular. So let me explain to you what happens when you send a dish back and why it's important to speak up for yourself when you're on a cruise.
So I got the lamb chops, and unfortunately this is going to be a no for me. And one of the things I think you should know is specialty dining is special for a reason. It is a premium dining experience, and you should not feel afraid to admit the fact that it's a premium dining experience. If this was a restaurant where I was paying the $60, this would not be an acceptable way to spend my $60. Unfortunately, the braise is just very, you can see it's unfortunately like just basically falling apart in not a good way. And the lamb chops themselves are kind of rubbery, so I'll be sending this back. And that's an option that you have, and you should. Is that happy? We deserve to have a good experience. That is a wrap on La Bistro. One of the things that we noticed was just an inefficiency between the dining experience. To give you a specific example, the staff has to go outside to a different venue just to get drinks, and that slows everything down. And our server was working so hard, but the end result was not good for either the server or the guests. But we'll have more about that in our video, Should You Book NCL Aqua, so be sure to check that on our channel as well.
All right, and here's the replacement item that I got, which was really great. And dinner at La Bistro, a specialty dining restaurant, was really good. I'm very impressed. The one thing that was a setback was the fact that it did seem like the restaurant was understaffed, but our server did such an amazing job of making our experience a good one that we're actually gonna go let the captain know. We finished out the night with a little bit of entertainment at the Metropolitan, which, as I said before, is probably one of our favorite bars on the ship. The live entertainment was great. The ambiance and atmosphere was great. And yeah, we grabbed a drink and listened to some music. Okay, now we're headed to the shops, even though it's quite late, because we've got to exchange some of Ashley's pendants from before. Oh no, it's closed. Okay.
Yeah, tomorrow open from 9 a.m.
It's not closed. I just need to exchange it.
Okay.
Okay, our server was so excellent at La Bistro that we're actually going to go fill out a survey and let the general manager know. And I think that's really important. We talk a lot about tips and tipping culture in America, but the reality is that one of the best ways you can take care of someone on a ship, if they give you great service, is to let someone know. And we're going to go right to the top. At the guest services desk, there is a set of cards that you can fill out, and you can let the general manager know. That's Yusuf on this ship, but they're out of cards, so we're waiting to get some new cards. Yeah, and this one honestly was disappointing. We were waiting to get new cards to fill out positive feedback, and it ended up being like a weird interaction because, as you can see, we're just kind of like waiting here, trying to get some help to fill out positive feedback, and clearly we were in need of assistance. This ended up being a weird interaction, and honestly, kind of soured the night, but in retrospect, we're really trying not to let things like this. We don't want to be bad guests on a cruise, and there's always the possibility that people just don't understand what your intentions are. When we later spoke to Yusuf about this, he let us know that most of the people fill out these cards for something bad, but that's not what we wanted to do. So I guess my point is, like, a big theme you're going to learn from us is trying to elevate the NCL experience. And we're trying to do that right with NCL. And we're building this audience here on our channel, teaching you how to do that, but also letting NCL know that we are watching and we want to continue to bring customers, continue to bring great experiences, but we will hold people accountable to delivering on that great experience, because I don't know about you, but how I spend my money is important to me. And we continue to recommend NCL. And all we're asking is that NCL does the right thing and honors that experience on the back end. And so far, I think that we're making progress. That's going to be a wrap for us on day 5. Oh my gosh, we're almost done. Well, tomorrow we're actually going to be doing a lot of filming all over the ship because we're getting ready to deliver some very big videos. The ship tour, the restaurants, the bars, all those things. We're doing a lot of filming on day 6, but do check us out tomorrow because there's still a ton of adventure to do on sea days as we cruise back to New York. This has been a fun couple of days, right? And it's so great that you're here joining us. I hope you're learning about the ship, how to maximize your cruise experience, how to get ready to have a great cruise on the NCL Aqua or any other NCL ship. That's a wrap for today. We'll see you back tomorrow on the NCL Aqua. Do me a favor and click that subscribe button or like this video and leave a comment. It helps us to produce this free content just for you here on The Sail Away.